It's not easy to summarize what are the basic components of the China growth model, but what we have learned is that since late 1970s, China have gradually moved from a centrally planned economy to our so-called market economy, and by number one, introducing economic incentives to the production system, starting from the countryside, rural area, then gradually move to urban center. The second is that China has been very active in participating in this process globalization. Through this globalization, China has benefited from utilizing relatively less expensive labor, abundant supply of labor, with the more advanced technology in the Western world. By doing that, actually, China has generated very, impressive economic growth at about 10% every year for last 30 years, as measured by GDP, and also by doing that, achieving that target, the standard of living of the Chinese people has also increased. And also by exporting a large amount of less expensive goods and services to other countries, the Western world, and also have dramatically increased purchase power of the citizens of those countries, including the United States and European countries and so on and so forth. So making the quality of life also much superior. So what I can summarize, the China model, growth model, basically China has achieved this dramatic economic growth through utilizing a relatively abundant supply of less expensive labor, combining with the advanced technologies in Western countries, and through this process, and China also have introduced, the well-developed economic incentives in the production system, and dramatically increase the productivity and standard of living of the Chinese people. Introducing economic incentives and participation in the globalization process, China has become actually gradually the world manufacturing center. Okay, especially the world factory of manufacturing goods and services, and through this process, China has evolved from many agricultural economy and to our industrialized manufacturing with relative strengths in manufacturing sector. So. And of course, this issue about export of large amount of goods and services, and at a relatively low price. We have direct evidence to show that the average price of the goods and services exported to other countries actually is relatively low, and even decreasing in recent years after the global financial crisis since 2007. So by exporting this large amount of goods services at a low price, essentially it benefits the consumers in many countries in the world, and actually raising the standard of living. Okay, and through the process also have dramatically changed, of course, internal production model. And in a sense that, China has taken the large share of assembly of manufacturing goods, okay, and not necessarily the hardcore process production, for example, product design or marketing and so on and so forth. And that's the reason why actually the Chinese workers, although they made a great contribution to world economy, they are not paid a high wage or benefits. And because of that, in the last 10 years, China has, strived to move from this low-cost manufacturing to more value-added production process by introducing more advanced technologies, investment in R&D, research and development, and the investment in green technology, new energy, and so on and so forth, make sure not only the speed of economic growth is high, but also the quality of economic growth. So I think, in the long run, we believe, this kind of transformation of Chinese economy from low-cost manufacturing to value-added production process not only would benefit, the standard of living of Chinese workers and ordinary Chinese people, but also the people from all around the world.